Love one another. Ah, the beautiful words of Jesus, often quoted by St. John, the apostle of love, the apostle that Jesus loved. Love one another, for love is of God. Over and over, St. John shares this. In fact, at the end of his life, his disciples say that all he would ever say was, little children, love one another. I think that's a message that is pretty easily accepted these days. Just love one another. But what does that really mean? I think especially today, we have the idea of like, well, be nice. Just be nice to everyone. Don't hate anyone, certainly. And well, really just kind of go along with everybody and just if whatever anyone wants to be, that's okay. And really it comes down to almost a cultural relativism today that, well, there's really nothing true. And as long as there's nothing true, then there's really no reason why we can't all just get along, right? And then we love each other. Well, John, the great apostle of love one another, has a few things to say about, well, doctrine and truth and teaching. The things that today we would think are most the antithesis of love. What could be more opposite of love than doctrine and cold, hard teaching? Well, today in the Divine Office from the Extraordinary Forum, we get the second letter of St. John. Quick letter he writes to a woman who is unnamed, but he writes about loving one another. Listen to this. He writes to this woman that the presbyter, that's John, to the elect lady and to her children, whom I love in truth. Ooh, there's that word truth with love. And not I alone, but also all who have known the truth. Truth again. For the sake of the truth which abides in us and will be with us forever, grace, mercy, and peace be with you from God the Father, for Christ Jesus, the Son, the Father, in truth and love. You get a theme here? John is combining the word love and truth a lot. I rejoice greatly that I found some of your children walking in truth, according to the commandment that we have received from the Father. And now I beseech you, lady, not as writing to you a new commandment, but that which you had from the very beginning, that we love one another. Love one another is obviously connected with truth. More to it. He says plainly, and this is love. Finally, we get to it. Okay, love one another. Well, what is that, John? He says, well, and this is love, that we walk according to his commandments. How many of you would have answered the question, what is love, with, well, walk according to the commandments? Today, I think, well, love, that means, having nice feelings about people or maybe even doing good for people. Well, that's love. Not according to St. John, the great apostle of love. Walk according to his commandments, which is, by the way, the same thing Jesus says in the Gospel of John. We tend to forget it. He says, this is the commandment, that just as you have heard from the beginning, you should walk in it. Now hear this. For many deceivers have gone forth into the world who do not confess Jesus as the Christ coming in the flesh. Wow, there's a big old doctrinal teaching right there. Jesus Christ, the second person of the Holy Trinity, came in the flesh, what we call the incarnation, to be infleshed. That's a big, deep theological thing. That's what you mean by love one another? Yeah, John says they have to acknowledge the incarnation or there's no love. Wow. Okay. This is the deceiver and the antichrist. For many deceivers have gone forth into the world and do not confess Jesus as the Christ coming in the flesh. This is the deceiver and the antichrist. Whoa, weren't we talking about loving people? Now we're talking about the antichrist? Whoa, John. Look to yourselves that you do not lose what you have worked for, but you may receive full reward. Anyone who advances and does not abide in the doctrine of Christ has not God. He who abides in the doctrine, he has both the Father and the Son. So, you want to love? You have to keep the doctrine. Like the incarnation, all those big theological things? Yeah, got to do that. Now, here's the big conclusion. If anyone comes to you and does not bring this doctrine, do not receive him into the house or say to him, welcome. Don't even say hello. Oh, wow. For he who says to him, welcome, is a sharer in his evil works. Wow. How about that? Love one another. Love, 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 love. But if someone doesn't have correct doctrine, if they don't have the truth, don't even say Ave. Don't even say hello or welcome. So it's pretty clear that love one another does not mean have happy feelings. And it's pretty clear that the doctrine, the truth, sound teaching is pretty darn important, because the apostle of love, who says love everybody, says people who come with false teaching, don't even say hello or you participate in their false works. Now, does this mean we should be unfriendly to people, that we should, not try to engage people? Hardly. But let's take this as kind of a warning against people who say, well, love one another means just forget the truth. Throw out all that stupid doctrine. Doctrine is just for the highfalutin theologians. No, the apostle of love, who says love one another, repeats the teaching of Jesus that love is concrete. It means keeping the commandments and following the teaching of Jesus, and it means helping other people to know the truth. In a society that doesn't even acknowledge truth today and wants to talk a lot about love, the apostle of love says there is no love without truth. So we better learn the doctrine and we better keep it, or otherwise we don't love God and we can't help others to love one another. God bless you.